In my time of interviewing thousands of business professionals of all walks of life during my time as being a used car dealer and running and owning and operating a shoe shine into a business and traveling to conferences and workshops and setting up and being able to sell my books. One thing in common, even at the barbershop, you're asking individuals about what are the keys to your success. One of those things that have been common and it's been in my book out, my brand new book called Millions of Dollars Worth of Wisdom. If you don't have that book, I suggest you go get you a copy of it. But one of the things that's in that book that's been agreed upon all these successful individuals is that you have to have a thirst for knowledge. One of the mistakes that individuals make when they go through the walls of academia, whether it's Harvard, Yale, MIT, whether it's whatever prestigious universities that individuals go to in today's world, down to your local community college. One of the mistakes that individuals make is that once they graduate, once they take off the cap, once they throw their cap up in the air, they feel as if they do not have to study again. They feel like all the test is behind them. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you share that mindset today, I'm here to tell you that you're just getting started and that all the tests are waiting for you. The tests are before you. Everything that you've been doing up until this time is preparing you for bigger tests in life. And if you're one of those individuals that subscribe to the notion that I don't need to learn anymore, then I'm here to tell you today you're on your way to a decline. In the business world, they say you're either growing or you're dying. Let that sink in for a second. You're growing or you're dying. And one of the ways that we continue to grow is that we thirst for knowledge, that we continue to seek after it. So let's go to Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 2. Let's go straight to the wisdom. Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 2. Also that the soul be without knowledge, it is not good, and he that hasteth with his feet sinneth. So the first part is what I want to focus on. Also that the soul be without knowledge. It is not good. It's not good for us to be walking around aimlessly throughout life. It's not good for us to just stay at a certain level and not to progress. One of the greatest compliments that individuals can tell that have told me over the years, as they've told me, man, whether they say brother or aunt or whatever it may be, I can see your growth. I can see the difference of where you are today and where you are then. And there are times when I look back years ago, I felt like I had scriptures on deck. I felt like I could quote scriptures off the top of my head. I even felt like I'm kind of similar to where I'm at. But to other individuals, it's like, no, I see growth. And that's what happens when we are striving to get better, when we're striving to improve, when we're striving to spend more time in the Word, when we're striving to spend more time reading books and listening to audios instead of listening to music. All right, I'm not trying to offend none of you all that you ride around listening to music every day, but a lot of listening to music a lot of times is not going to educate you. It may make you feel good, and if you listen to the right music, it might be able to put you in a more positive mood. But at the end of the day, it's not teaching you that much. And so when you replace that and you turn your vehicle into a drive time university, it can be the equivalent of a degree within a year or two of you learning. So when individuals, you want the individuals to come to you, not that you're doing it so individuals can come to you, but you want people to come to you and say, I see the growth in you. Because the Most High wants us to grow. He's about growth and expansion. And if we are not utilizing the tools that he has given us, then it's really a smack in the face. Also, that the soul be without knowledge, it is not good. What does it say in the book of Daniel, chapter 12? It said, many shall run to and fro in the last days. And it said, and knowledge shall increase. So we are in the time where the knowledge has increased to an unprecedented level. It's on a level that's never been before. But guess what? They're calling this generation, Generation Z, they're calling this the most illiterate, brutish generation of all time, even though we have the knowledge right here. And now we don't appreciate the knowledge that we have at the tip of our fingertips, at the tip of our cell phone, at the tip of our laptop or iPad, right? Because if you wanted to go to an extensive level of knowledge in just a couple decades ago, you had to go to the house of books, aka called the library. All right. And now we take it for granted. So I want to encourage you all today. All right, wherever you at right now, some of you all may have reached a level in your life where you felt like you have plateaued. Listen here, I'm gonna be honest with you. I reached one of those levels like a couple years ago. I felt like I plateaued at a certain level of knowledge, and I was like, man, okay, so maybe I need to read more books. Maybe I need to get into the Hebrew. Maybe I need to, practice on my Spanish. Maybe I need to start practicing more on my speaking skills. Like I'm trying to figure out what is the next level for me? How can I grow? All right. And so what are you asking yourself those questions? Or are you okay with being where you're at? Are you okay with being at the level that you were at 5 and 6 and 7 years ago? If you are okay, I'm going to ask you to go and reevaluate that today. All right. So knowledge, even when we go to the book of Hosea and the prophet Hosea, he said, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. The lack of knowledge. And he said, because you have rejected knowledge, I will reject you from being a priest. And now imagine if the Most High looked at you, looked at I, and said, because you are rejecting the knowledge that I put out here for you, because you are not putting forth your best effort to educate yourself, then I'm going to reject you. Think about this. Anything that you want to do in this life, as far as business-wise is concerned, and even on your health and wellness, you can go to YouTube University and you can learn a whole lot by just listening to information, chew the meat, spit out the bones. If something don't resonate with your spirit, something don't resonate with your spiritual belief, you can cast it to the side. But a lot of us, I'm not saying those of you that's on this live, because guess what? You are people that are striving to grow. You are people that are striving to get to the next level. You are part of the small percentage of people that's trying to level up. But I'm talking about the masses. The masses, they could care less about gaining and having a thirst for knowledge. Listen, whatever skill, whatever industry that you are a part of right now, okay, I don't care if you've been doing it for 15 years. I don't care if you've been doing it for 20 years. Guess what? There are other things that you can learn. There are other skill sets that you can acquire. Are you opening up the books? Are you opening up the textbooks? Are you researching? Are you asking questions? Are you, trying to figure out other ways to get knowledge so it can make you more valuable in today's time? They have a saying out today. They say that knowledge is the new currency. I'm going to let that one sink in for a second. Knowledge is the new currency. And so we have to be continually upgrading our skills. The things that we done to get us where we at, they're not going to help. They're not going to continue to take us to the ways in this ever increasing fast, rapid moving world that we are in right now. We have to continually upgrade our knowledge. We have to continually upgrade our associations. Our associations is going to put us in a room where more knowledge is being shared. And if you haven't already, I recommend that you go to conferences, that you go to workshop, because that's where you go into places to where you're not the smartest people in the room. That person in the room, they have a saying, if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find another room to go to. And so position yourself around individuals that when you get into their company, you feel like I just need to be quiet. All right. There are individuals just like Darren the Inspirer, for instance. When Darren the Inspirer talks about health and wellness, guess what I have to do? I have to be quiet, because he has mastered that lane. All right. If I have Elkanah on here talking about, entrepreneurship and trucking, guess what? Those are areas that I have not shown myself to be an expert in. So guess what? If I'm around that knowledge, I can be quiet. And that's the same thing when you go into these conferences and workshops. You have individuals who specialize in talking about these different areas of life and business and marriage and whatever. And they have a lot more extensive research and experience than us, and we can gain that knowledge from them. So have a thirst for knowledge.